And I might just fish like this, or this method particularly for, and there's a nice, ooh, yeah, we got a trout. All right, what's going on, everybody? So last week we had a video on Euro nymphing and micro leading specifically. We were using double nymphs and we used a dry dropper for a little bit. But today's a little bit different. We're in the same spot, but the conditions have changed drastically. We had a flood, and then we had a couple of really hot days, a bit too hot to fish, and then the water level has dropped drastically, and it just rained this morning. So we have shallow water and we have murky water. The goal here today that I'm trying to achieve is to fish at a distance. And to achieve that, you have to do one of two things. One, you have to float your sighter. Two, you gotta do a dry dropper system. And I'm still using the micro leader setup, and if you wanna see that, I have a PDF on my micro leader formula and how I fish it and all the techniques that I use with it. You can go check that. That's down in the description or in the comment section of this video. But today we're going to start off with a sighter, or floating the sighter. We're going to fish this with the floating sighter. Now, how do you fish with the floating sighter? So with our system here, I have like about a foot of sighter here. You could have more than that, but that's what I have at the moment. I have green and pink on. And what I've did is that I have some greasing formula here. And this is just basically just a paste of wax. And basically what it is that it makes your sighter float. And if you want to check out all my equipment and stuff like that that I use, I have another video on what I put in my vest and how I gear it up. But that's what we're going to be using today, so let's get right into it. So we have, why I'm using floating my sighter again, is a really deep pool in here. And with the dry dropper, the connection and things like that, I usually tend to like using dry dropper in shallower water, which is right up here. But in here, there's a really deep pool, so I'm just going to go straight with a sighter. Now, people like to use double nymphs when you're floating your sighter. I do that occasionally, but right now I got a single one so I can focus on one fly. And the fly that I'm using is a squirmy wormy. I started off a little natural, a little bit too natural, and the fish weren't really taking it, so now I'm going to go target them with aggression. So you can either use a junk fly. What I like to use is like either a mop or a squirmy wormy, and it has a hot orange bead on it, and this is I think a 3.2 millimeter bead. And now to fish this, I'm just gonna make sure that my sighter is aligned. When it drops in the water, I wanna make sure that it's aligned with the fly. So we're just gonna simply just toss it out there. And I might have to mend my sighter just a little bit, and we just had a fish. And the way I detected that is that I saw my sighter completely dart forward. So there's definitely something in here that is willing to take this squirmy wormy. That did not want, I was using a Perdigun pattern originally. All right, let's see what happens. And I'm standing pretty far away. I'm trying to stay as far away as possible so I won't scare any fish. So I'm just slowly just mending my line, trying not to move the fly too much. Now I'm gonna cast a little bit more toward me in the slower water. I mean, it is completely still in here, so I might have to jig my fly a little bit. And I'm assuming they're gonna be in the shade right over here behind this branch. And I'm just fishing at a distance. You always wanna start off as furthest as possible and then work your way toward it, because you might scare that fish that way. And we just have one on. What is that? That is some sort of heron or something. Let's check out what we got. We got ourselves a really nice looking chub. In these warmer days, I'm not too surprised. But we're gonna see if we can target some trout here. And I am trying to target mainly wild browns, but rainbows probably will get after some of those too. And the way I caught that guy was kind of interesting. My sighter kind of darted to, so it's straight with the fly right now, and it actually curved a little bit. My sighter curved, which is kind of interesting. Any hesitation, anything that's not natural, just set the hook. And we just got a bite. Might be just be another chub. Really fun to catch, but let's try to get after some trout. And I might just fish like this, or this method particularly for, and there's a nice, ooh, yep, we got a trout. And I might fish this method for, I don't know, about 10 minutes, or depending if I'm catching fish, it doesn't really matter. And if you saw, I got hooked up on that branch for getting this fish. It was kind of funny, but we ended up getting him anyways. And this is a rainbow. All right, beautiful rainbow. And basically my sighter totally darted forward on that one, and it was right tucked up under that structure, which I'm kind of thinking where they're going to be at for today. And let's see if we can get another one. And then eventually, if I'm not getting anything with floating the sighter, I'll just get closer, high stick it, and then see if I can catch some more fish that way. So we got some really slow moving water in here. It's pretty deep, but I'm probably gonna say that these fish are pretty hesitant at what they want to take. So again, we're floating our sighter again, just because we're in this deeper water, and we just missed a fish. And I put on a natural fly, and the fly that I have on is, and there's a nice fish. And the fly that I put on is Howard Crossan's Black Knight. And I'm moving this fish away from the other fish. And I'm using side pressure on this fish. And sometimes what I like to do is to get my raw tip in the water with that fish, and that does bring them in. And this is a beat up brown trout. Oh my gosh, this is crazy. You gotta check this out. And this is a, oh wait, is it a rainbow? You know, it's a rainbow. No, it's a rainbow. that was kind of hesitant. Here, check this out. Oh my gosh. Look at that gash on that fish. That is crazy. I don't even know how that fish survived. His spine is literally cut. So again, we're gonna head out in this deeper water. We're gonna throw out our line. Actually, we're gonna toss it more toward that current over there. And when I caught that fish, that my sighter curved. The tip of it curved unnaturally. Maybe you saw the weather change, but man, shade just came, and man, it is about to storm. Come on, let's get some more fishing. So I gotta wrap up this video quick because I wanna protect my camera here. So again, when you're sighter fishing, cast upstream, parallel with the stream when you're casting. You don't want to cast across. And again, I'm watching my sighter if it makes any movement. And the whole objective here is that, oh God, here comes the rain. All right, All right, you guys, the rain is starting to come here. So I gotta wrap this up. Oh gosh, here it comes. Ooh, it is storming. Oh my gosh. It is starting to rain, people. And hopefully the mic is not destroyed. Oh my gosh, I am getting soaked. Soaked, I tell you. Oh my gosh. Hopefully you can hear that rain. All right, other than that, thank everybody for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this quick video on how to float your cider. And I was hoping to catch a little bit more fish, but man, it is pouring. I'm under this underpass here, and it's saving me from the rain. All right, everybody. So thank everybody for watching. I really hope you enjoyed this video. Till then, I'll see everybody next time.